let's talk about LeBron Raymond James Sr. Oldest player ever, 20-point, 20-rebound game. I think 22, 20, and 7, if I'm not mistaken. Came through with the send the game to OT. Winning the Lakers to overtime victory, and then sealing the game in OT. Do we have some video highlights of it? Oh, let's look at it. Look at this gloriousness. He talked a little bit about his layup package and just, Gil, something you talk about being a scorer on all three levels. But a lot of people don't realize when to go high off the glass, when to go low, when you got Jaren Jackson and people like that. Gave Chris Johnson some love, who, friend of the show. But it seems to me like, Lakers are firing all cylinders right now. 21-9 since the trade deadline. So are we certain that the Lakers are going to close this series out? And should the rest of the West be a little nervous right now about LeBron and them boys coming through?
I think so. My 4, right, next game, or maybe 5 when we come back. But you can clearly see that the Lakers are the better team. That's why when it was those last 3 games, losing them so they can get this seed, that 7 seed, and that was the most important seed for them because the road was a little easier and they have the advantage over teams that haven't proven themselves. So I thought that was the best move, and you can see it's panning out.
Yeah, I think it's over. I think it's over in 6, maybe.
You think he's gonna get to 6?
They gotta go back to Memphis. Yeah.
Because 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Lakers. I think go back to Memphis. I think Memphis probably wins this, maybe. Then it comes back to Lakers win 6. It's just the next round. Like the next round is the one that if they get Golden State or Sacramento. If you get Golden State, it could get a little ugly. I think if they get Sacramento because they're younger, they'll be able to get them. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not disappointed though. I'm happy for the Lakers. Like I'm happy that they.
He's sad, right?
You're not happy?
No, he ain't happy right now.
I know why he's sad. We're going to get to that later.
We know why he's sad.
I am a Laker fan though. Like I am a Laker fan. So when they, what happened earlier. When that happened earlier, I was all right when I watched it later.
Okay, but you're just feeling a little down. Your spirits are a little.
His spirits are just down.
Damn, man. I'm ready to get to it right now.
But let's talk a little bit about just the Ja situation. Obviously, the hand injury. Missed game 2, game 3 with the 45 piece. But if Ja was healthy, do you still think it'd be a similar situation right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's playing bad. He's playing fucking well still. He's still balling. There was never no question about Ja's performance. It's everyone else. It's can the rest of the team play at that same level?
Yeah.
Like Ja's the engine, and he's the superstar. He's the super stud. He's the face, right? He's the next gen player. But is there anyone else that can compete with the rest of the Lakers? You need players like just one other player playing out of body in each game. Just one taking turns playing out of body for them to compete. And right now that hasn't actually happened.
I think if his hand is healthy, I think if his hand isn't like if he can shoot it better with his hand, I think it's a different series.
It might be a little closer, probably 6 or 7.
Because I mean, if he can shoot it with the hand, that's about what 9 points from the 3 line. Like that's a big difference.
But he don't shoot like that.
But I think he'll have more confidence though. Like I think he. Like,
yeah, I mean it was pretty.
He's still a little bit like like trying to find it. But
Yeah.
It's not all the way there.
And to your point, Gil, Desmond Bane dropped a 36 piece, still wasn't enough. I think Steven Adams and Brandon Clark are probably the difference makers. Just having some more
Steven
size.
Adams, for sure.
Just having that big body presence out there. But either way, Memphis, you knew what was going to happen. Shit.
No. They actually thought they were going. They really thought they was going to win. That's the sad part about it.
For sure, they was.
Yeah. Number 2 pick and all that shit. I mean, you're the number 2. I mean, of course, you're the number 2 team in the West, and you really, you really had that confidence, really thinking that was something.
Yeah. There's still potentially 3 games left, and we've seen these Lakers, not be able to close out shit sometimes. So.
Right now, there's 3 top teams down 3-1, right?
Yeah. That play-in game. That play-in game is starting to mean something.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, you could just sit there and chill for a minute and just crack somebody out of the first or second spot.
Yep. That's crazy.
Which we will get to soon enough. Damn. But let's talk a little bit about Anthony Davis. we talk about AD a lot on this show, what he needs to do to actually reach that star level, to be that guy. LeBron has even said he wants to pass the torch to AD, but AD needs to take the torch. He's not just going to give it to him. BD's been inconsistent this series. Game 1, decent. Game 2, Game 3, balled out. Game 4, he finished with 12 points and was 4 for 13 from the field. Defensive side, he's been solid, though. He's been beating shit all series long, came up with the big block on Ja that helped, send the game to overtime and seal it. But in your guys' opinion, why is it so hard for AD to be the guy?
Has anybody just thought he just don't have the number one option in his DNA? He just don't have, I'm the number one man. This is what I do. He probably just doesn't have that in his DNA. But you can't force somebody to be the number one player.
Yeah.
But it seems like Pelicans AD was comfortable being in that role, being the guy.
Well, look how that AD played. That AD played was just running up and down or throwing lobs or backdooring. It wasn't him sitting in the post and he's really dominating. He was more like a journeyman style, backdooring, slashing, catching at the free throw line, attacking from there. So it was a whole different type of player versus the one we have now.
And what Miko said, he's half man,
Half a season.
I guess that's what we have to go with. That's just what you get out of him.
Every single game this season, it feels like AD's on the verge of suffering a career-ending injury. Like, slow to get up, poked in the eye. Just all the shit that we've seen this dude deal with is pretty wild. But when you talk about the Lakers, when they traded for AD, I think there was an expectation that he was going to be the guy to replace LeBron when LeBron would eventually shut it down. Now it's more of an if because LeBron, still cooking at 38, probably got at least 3-4 more seasons. I think he's with the Lakers through 2025. But AD has the option, a player option next season, so he can become a free agent in 2024. So if you're the Lakers, should AD be in your long-term plans, or you should look now to get some value out of it, try to make a move?
I'm moving him. Woo. I'm moving him because he's not a number one option. With LeBron off the court, he does play well.
Yeah.
But that lets me know that he can't play with other talent. Like he gives in to other talent. If you're gonna be the go-to guy, the number one option, you have to be able to really play with other generational talents on your team. You can't just fold to the thought of someone else there. And some players are just like that. It's not like I know everyone get paid, everyone all-stars gonna be a Hall of Famer. That has nothing to do with, just the makeup of, who a person is. It's just, he just can't be, it has to be just him by himself. It can't be, okay, here, and then you bring in Embiid, and, he's just going to give it to Embiid. You know what I mean? He's that type of mindset, it seems like.
So who is the number one option then, if he's not?
Right now on the Lakers?
Yeah.
They don't have one.
It's not even LeBron,
Right now, and it has to be LeBron. Unfortunately.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be at this point.
It has to be.
But what we've seen from LeBron, I think post-foot injury, a lot more facilitating. He's had a couple of games where he's shown he's still the LeBron of old, but it seems now he's deferring a lot. Getting Reeves, Hachimura, D'Lo when D'Lo feels like making buckets. But even LeBron, you would say he's not the number one guy. He's, I think, the number one guy. Obviously, we need that last-second shot. He's gonna make the play, either take the shot or.
We're talking about all the way to the championship, right? Yeah. LeBron has to take some games. He can't go full throttle every single game trying to get to the playoffs. He won't have nothing in the tank by the time we get there. So AD is gonna have to step up at some point.
But he has to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the health. That's why nobody trusts him. It's the health.
So how much does that injury history factor into AD not being seen as a number one guy? We see flashes of it.
That's the thing. Flashes get you fired. It's like getting a cheap, right? You're never gonna finish. You're never gonna finish.
Pay full price.
You're just teasing. You pay for what you get. You're just teasing, and that's what it is. It's just he's the guy that makes you want to get there, but you never get the end result. So at this point, it's like, if it hasn't turned over yet, then you just let it go. You can't just keep falling for the okie doke.
The banana in the tailpipe, if you will. But you look at this game 4, LeBron played 45 minutes. I think it was the most in the game. AD played 42. How much is that going to impact them now? Because they've got to go to Memphis. They've surely left today. They got to play Wednesday in Memphis. Asking LeBron to play 45 and then come back, on a Wednesday, under 48 hours and play again.
Bro, come on.
That's why I say it goes
At
6.
38 years old.
That's why I say it goes 6.
Well, the other team played well too. I mean, played it too.
They're young.
They young though. They
Yeah.
young. They young.
And all Memphis starters played over 40 minutes in the game.
I mean, Bron gonna try, but I don't see.
Knocked them out. It's Memphis, bro. They have more to worry about than the Lakers because they gotta perform well, or it's over. You know what I mean? So the pressure's on them. All the Lakers got to do is keep the game close into the last 2-3 minutes, and then that's more on Memphis to make shots versus
So the Lakers getting it done Wednesday.
I'll let you know about the fourth quarter. As long as they keep it close by the fourth, we good.
Age is 0. Change the game. Put that respect on his name. Look, with the honor call for greatness, the chosen of few that carry the gift of genius, who do what they do, who possess finesse, are blessed with desire, it's true.